Now, before we get to the discovery, let's paint a little background. While the Pope traditionally resides in the Vatican's Apostolic Palace, or the Domus Sanctae Marthae, a modest guesthouse Pope Francis famously chose over the lavish papal apartments, there are lesser-known properties tied to the Vatican's sprawling global assets. One such property, often referred to as the Hidden Mansion, is located in the countryside, just outside Rome. For years, it's been whispered about in elite circles, rumoured to house priceless artefacts and ancient documents the Church has kept sealed from the public eye. In early 2025, a team of Vatican-appointed conservators and international scholars were granted rare access to the mansion as part of an ongoing project to digitize and catalogue religious artifacts. What they uncovered inside was beyond anyone's wildest imagination. Behind a concealed panel in the library, they discovered a sealed chamber containing centuries-old manuscripts, forbidden religious texts, and relics believed to date back to the early Christian era. Some of these texts challenged traditional church narratives about historical events and biblical interpretations, offering alternative accounts of the life of Jesus, the role of women in the early church, and the political alliances that shaped modern Christianity. One particularly astonishing find was a manuscript dubbed the Testament of the Fisherman, believed to have been authored by one of St. Peter's direct disciples. This document contained passages suggesting early Christian communities practiced radically different rituals than those recognized today, including communal leadership roles for women and a more egalitarian structure that diverged sharply from the hierarchical system later established by the Vatican. But the surprises didn't stop there. Alongside these ancient texts were several artifacts of immeasurable historical value, including what experts claim to be the original keys of St. Peter, crafted from pure iron and inscribed with coded messages in ancient Aramaic. Scholars are still deciphering these inscriptions, but early translations hint at teachings long omitted from the official canon. Adding to the intrigue, Vatican officials initially attempted to downplay the discovery, releasing a statement suggesting the items were of limited historical significance. However, as leaked images and documents began to circulate online in March 2025, public interest exploded. The Vatican was forced to convene a special council, and Pope Francis himself addressed the controversy during his Easter Sunday Mass, calling for a new era of transparency within the Church. Recent updates in April 2025 confirm that the Vatican has now commissioned an independent panel of historians, theologians, and cultural experts to oversee the authentication and interpretation of these findings. International pressure continues to mount for the Vatican to release these documents in full to the public, with scholars suggesting that these revelations could dramatically reshape modern Christian theology and Vatican history. And here's the part that'll leave you speechless. Among the personal effects recovered from the mansion was a modern leather-bound journal belonging to Pope Francis himself. Inside were handwritten notes reflecting on these ancient discoveries, with contemplations about the need for church reform, and even candid admissions about controversial topics like celibacy, LGBTQ+ rights within the faith, and the Church's handling of historical injustices. These notes, still unverified by Vatican authorities, hint at a pope deeply aware of the need to reconcile ancient wisdom with contemporary values. So, what does all this mean for the future of the Catholic Church? Could this be the catalyst for one of the most profound transformations in religious history? Stay tuned, because we're just scratching the surface. Hit that like button, subscribe for more jaw-dropping revelations, and let me know in the comments what you think the Vatican should do next. And remember, number 1 on this list, that journal, just might be the key to changing everything we thought we knew about faith, power, and history.